Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and I've got a pattern release for you all today. So I was very fortunate once again to be a tester for Itch to Stitch and for her newest pattern, which is the Causeway bomber jacket. Ta-da! So this pattern is so cool. Number one, it can be made reversible, which is great, and that's what I've done. Or it can just be made as a lined bomber jacket. So it's kind of, whatever you want to do with that. My door is opening and closing. So whatever kind of you want to do, whichever way. Now it has the option for invisible zipper pockets that you can put on one or both sides if you want. Beautiful ribbing on the cuffs, on the neck, like your typical bomber, and then has the ribbing around the bottom as well. Now, the only thing that you need in order to make it reversible is a reversible zipper, which you can get from Wallwack. I'm gonna link all of that down below. That's the only really weird thing that might be a little bit harder for some people to get, but if you are in the US or Canada, Wallwack has a Canadian website as well, you can get the invisible zipper. Wallwack is my favorite place to shop for sewing notions. They are just very reasonably priced. So without further ado, let's see my bomber jacket. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with this thing so much. So as you can see, I have used, it's got these beautiful princess seams in true Love Notion, or not Love Notions, true Itch to Stitch fashion. She does the cup sizes on everything. So I made my size 8D cup, which is what I make for all of her patterns, and it fits beautifully. The only alterations I made to this is I shortened the sleeves by 1 inch, and then there are 2 lengthened and shortened lines on the body of the jacket. So I shortened it by 3/4 of an inch at the top one and a full inch at the bottom one, just because I'm 5'2", and I'm really short in my torso. That 5'2" is, the shortness is most evident in my torso. So, I mean, that's the only adjustments that I made to this pattern. It does have a little bit of a drop shoulder, so that is the way it's supposed to be done. Again, I'll show you the invisible zipper in a little bit more, but there are the option for the invisible zipper pockets. Let me unzip one here, which I did. Ooh, hitting my lights. I did on this side, not on the other side though. And I used leftovers from my shirt dress that I made. But yeah, these beautiful, so when they're open, you can stick your hands in them. They're a nice size. You could put gloves if you wanted, or whatever, your phone into, they're a nice size pocket. And I even shortened mine a little bit because of the nature of, since I shortened the body. But they're still plenty big to get my coat in. So you can see there's the little stops. I used medium brown for that, and also for my center zip with the gold teeth. All right, fabric. This fabric is a viscose. It's a woven viscose, and I bought it from Blackbird Fabrics. Oh gosh, probably last Christmas, around last Christmas, maybe their Black Friday sale, but I'm feeling like it was like after Christmas, like they kind of had a sale when I had some Christmas money. Thinking, 1 second, low battery. Okay, so I bought this fabric thinking that it was like a shirting weight fabric. And I just loved the stripes. It's right in my color palette. So I wonder if I did buy this after having my colors done. Maybe I had it, I don't know. I don't remember. It's been in my stash for a while. But I bought it thinking I would make a button-up shirt with it, and it ended up just being thicker than what would work for a button-up shirt. So glad I had it though, because it is perfect for this bomber jacket. Absolutely perfect. I love the stripe. It kind of has the shiny there. I just think it just works fantastic with this jacket. So very pleased there. Well, we'll talk about the inside fabric in just a second. I used for my neckband and for my cuffs and my waistband from StyleMaker Fabrics. She actually has pre-made, you would call it, ribbing for sweatshirts, jackets, that kind of thing, in a whole bunch of colors. You can buy the cuffs. So I did not make these cuffs. They came in the package already made, and they just get sewn in. They're matching cuffs with the waistband. And so basically the waistband pieces, I think they're 30 inches long, and they're already doubled up on themselves and have already been serged on the top, and they come in a package. So I bought 2 of those packages. So with one package, I cut my this neckband out of, and then the other one I used for the bottom. but you know, obviously you could buy as many as you think you need. And honestly, if I put my front piece with the back piece of the pattern together, this is shorter than that by a little bit, but it's stretched just fine. I mean, this is pretty stretchy stuff, but it's beefy. I mean, that's what it's meant for, like the bottom of a sweatshirt, bottom of a jacket. It's meant for that, and I really like the way that it came out. All right, the zipper. So as we're getting ready to turn this is, I bought it from Wallwack. I'll link it down below. You can buy in a ton of different lengths. I think I bought a 24-inch only because that was the only color that came in, or the only length that I could get the medium brown that I wanted. I'm very pleased with how my ribbing matches my zipper too. That was, you know, a little touch and go. So what makes this an invisible zipper is that the pull can go on the front and then it can flip over onto the other side as well. So now it's an inside out jacket. That's the only thing that makes it an invisible zipper. So unzip it and then we turn it inside out. And for the other side, I used this very 1980s silk jacquard. Let me zip it back up. So the little pull goes from being on this side to then you just flip it over. And then it zips per normal. So then the pull is just on the opposite side of your zipper. So there we go. Okay. So this is a very 1980s silk jacquard that I inherited from my mentor Joyce. It was from that her stash that I inherited when she was gifting that to everybody. So I'm sure it was purchased in the 80s. That is definitely a very big possibility. I wasn't sure. I love the colors in it. That's why I chose it, because the colors are absolute perfection. They go really well with the orange. And I also liked that I could wear it reversible because both of these sides are kind of slick. This is a viscose on the inside, so it definitely is slick. It's not as slick as the silk jacquard, but it is slick. I can easily wear things underneath it. But yeah, I'm really glad. I thought they went well together. I love the colors that are in this. And actually, once I got it made up, I'm like, okay, never mind. I really like it. I think it's just a lot of fun. And there's so many nod to the 80s right now in fashion anyway, that it just really, really works. I'm just really pleased. Oops. And I just stuck my lipstick on it. Really pleased with the silk side of this as well. So I think it just, you know, if I want it to be, you know, fun, you know, just to add it up, or just to switch it up a little bit. So yes, I am over the moon. Now I did not make the invisible zipper pockets on this side. You could if you wanted to. I just didn't see the need. So I just made it on the one side and left this without pockets, and I think it works, you know, pretty great. All right. Now, when I saw the line drawings for this pattern, when she sent it out requesting testers, I immediately could see in my head a turtleneck dress underneath it. And I couldn't get that idea out of my head, so I decided to make a dress to go with it. So I had some of this ponte. This is the same ponte that I made my knit suit out of back in the spring for the Great Module Sew Along. I had just enough for a dress, and I wanted a form-fitting dress to go with that suit. I just hadn't picked a pattern. So I decided, because this goes like perfectly with the ribbing that's on there, that was all just fluke. I decided to go ahead and make, and I went back and forth. I knew what I wanted. I didn't want too high of a turtleneck. I wanted it to be fitted, but not bodycon necessarily, just because of comfort. And I wanted a long sleeve, something that would be very neutral or basic that I could easily dress up or down with the changing seasons. Now, originally I really wanted something below the knee. Not really midi, well, kind of midi. And a little bit more pegged. But I just, you know, I kept thinking, well, I could, you know, definitely hack any of my current turtleneck patterns to go. But I just kept going back to the Nico dress and turtleneck from True Bias Patterns and just bit the bullet and bought it, because then I was like, well, I just want to do it. And it was a super quick make, and I'm very glad I did. Now, I did not have enough fabric in order to do the longer length that I wanted to do. It was a fabric restriction. This is all I had left. So I did have to go with right above the knee, but I'm not mad about it. I think it looks really great, and I love it with the chocolate brown tights and my lace-up boots. that you see me wearing, and I just think the whole thing goes together really well. And this is more of a mock turtleneck, so it doesn't go up too high. I do not have a long neck at all, so the mock turtlenecks are kind of a better thing usually for me to go. And then my lace-up boots are just such a nod to the combat boot trend that I totally wore in the 90s when I was a teenager, but I like that it's a nod to that without being that chunky. I mean, I know that they are wearing the chunky combat boots again, but in all reality, just because of my frame and stuff, I need a more delicate shoe. And so I love my Captain. There's a Thursday Boot Company, their Captain boot, and I love those boots so much. I love them so much. You guys have seen those quite a few times, but yes, I think it just really pulls the outfit together and gives the look that I was wanting. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about this because I did make this dress specifically to go with this jacket. Although, you know, I can wear it with my knit blazer that is the same fabric, so it can definitely be a suit still, amongst a ton of other things. You know, the Sierra Alto Itch to Stitch jacket that I made, that was this year too. That was a pattern test this year, which was also a Blackbird fabric that I was going to use for, I thought, a skirt, and it ended up not being nearly as drapey as I thought. It was a viscose, and I used that for another Itch to Stitch pattern test that it worked out perfectly for. So anyway, this looks really cute with that jacket too. So, and among a ton of other things as well, obviously. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that real quick, because yeah, I made that dress up to go, because I had in my head an outfit, and it just needed to come out. Super quick sew, by the way, if you guys are interested in that. And she's got a sleeveless version, the long sleeve, and you can make it as a turtleneck or a dress. So yeah, definitely a good one if it's one you were thinking about. You know how I feel about turtlenecks. Do I need any more turtleneck patterns? No, I don't think I do. I think I'm covered, but you know, it's a sickness. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It is such a good pattern. Actually, wonderful instructions. It gets a little tricky. Let me pull it back up here. A little tricky when you were sewing in this area right here, when you're sewing the ribbing into this corner here, especially because, you know, it's for both sides. But her instructions are fantastic. So even if you are, I'm not sure what she's rating this pattern as, but because of that, I think it is a little bit trickier just for that part, really. The rest of it's pretty easy, but her instructions are impeccable. And if you go slow, baste things, hand baste them if you need to, you can definitely get it done. So an adventurous beginner, I think, you could definitely tackle it, but I think probably she'll end up rating it, and again, I'm sure she's already made the decision, just not when I'm filming this, probably an intermediate pattern. But yeah, I think you could definitely, her instructions are so good that it's really easy to, even if you had never made a jacket before, I think you could get some hand holding through this as well. So there you have it, guys. That is my new bomber jacket. I'm already planning a version for spring. I've seen, well, let's see, Karina from Lifting Pins and Needles was also a tester and did a gorgeous, not that anyone is surprised, floral version, because she's in the Southern Hemisphere. She is down in Brazil, and so they're going into spring, and she did a gorgeous floral version. So I just said, well, gosh darn it, now I need a floral one for spring. So that will definitely be being sewn up again, probably in a few months, you know, when we have that change of season again. But this one's perfect for me for fall in my colors. Absolutely love it. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. I will leave the pattern link down below. It is an affiliate link, which means I do get a commission from that link if you purchase the pattern. So I like to be upfront about that. But yes, that is, you know, if you choose to click on that link, that's what it is down in the description box. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. This was a nice little bonus video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for a fun video as well. Have a good one. Bye.